honestly.
Just like start it mid-conversation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think I should do that?
Yeah, I don't
That
think
sounds
you
like a
should.
terrible idea.
No, it's a great idea.
I love how your voices change when you know audio is being picked up. Like you all have this like, hey, professional phone voice.
I have to.
I don't have a professional.
No, when you started recording on Instagram, you had a completely different tone of voice.
Absolutely.
It's
did.
very
I have a
different than
voice.
when you are like speaking to me in general. 'Cause you're like,
If I do,
the red light's on. I gotta have my Eric on air voice.
I don't notice it.
You do.
It's true. If I do, it's automatic and I don't notice
I know it shows that you
I mean, that's the way
you
it
speak
should
on the
be.
phone for a living. You're like, oh, thank you for calling Eric. How can I help your business
God.
needs?
Thank you for calling here.
This I've called you.
I don't. I don't say thank you for calling Eric.
Continental breakfast tomorrow morning, baby. We're on the air.
Hi. Oh, I got some schmutz on here.
I'll give you some schmutz. I gotta fix my camera. That's
I gotta figure out what's
Funky
wrong with
angle.
mine. I'm still orange all the time, and I don't get it.
Stop voting for Trump.
I just want to be a tomato.
I just realized what you did and why you did it.
What did he do and why did he do it?
We had a casting couch before we went on. Is that how?
That's not
That's
how
not
you,
it.
Never again.
not how you say it.
That's how do you say
Casting
it?
call?
Sure. We had a Craigslist ad, and this showed up.
This showed up.
What's up?
He was feeling hoppy today, so he wanted to join us.
I'm so disappointed in you.
So, welcome everyone to episode 42.
Well, I thought you were gonna stop the sentence. I was like, we just had 42 episodes ago.
What? Do we have anyone here?
No, they all left because I burped. They're hearing us talk about packs of dogs and how they jumped over the fence. And
Was that being picked up too?
I don't know.
I don't know when I turned it on.
That's what
by
she
the,
said.
I know by the time he said you should just turn it on mid-conversation, it was already rolling at that point.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
I love these glasses and I think I look like a badass, but they're prescription. And I'm looking at the monitor, and this half up here is dark.
They're subscription glasses?
Is that what I said?
No.
Oh.
I was making fun.
They're very Pacific to me.
Very Pacific.
Yeah.
Welcome. Let's talk about things that are Pacific. In 1994, there was a Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, just right.
It was there. Boom. Bad bada boom.
Big bada boom.
So, 1994 was a year. What was it, 24 years ago? Good God.
Oh my god.
Oh my Jesus.
Good God. Right off the bat, first memory, 94.
I don't know.
Nothing?
I don't remember like anything specific to 94.
But do you remember something Pacific?
I do. An ocean.
The motion in the ocean?
Yeah. Well then, this got off to a rocky start.
Wavy start.
Oh.
What I remember, though,
Confused.
you are always confused. What I remember in 1994, I was a big fan of soccer, and I actually attended a World Cup soccer game at the Pontiac Silverdome. It was USA versus Switzerland, and they tied the exhibition 1-1.
You know that there's
That's
going to
fun
be
fact.
one at the Big House? World Cup soccer, I think.
Like an actual cup match.
Soccer
I think
match.
it was 2 years ago. 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Oh.
All I hear is just a button, like she's button mashing.
I am button mashing her, I'm sorry.
So I'm sure
And
that's going to be
eating
expensive
gelato.
because everything at the big house is incredibly expensive. Everything sports ticket wise is
Yeah.
expensive now. It's stupid. But it wasn't in 1994. So let's talk about that year. There are some notable people that poof appeared
Just,
out of vaginas.
oh
That
man,
is.
that went
just a
hard.
Fantastic.
Went
way to
south.
phrase that.
Well, I mean, some of them might not have been. Some of them might have been pulled out of stomachs.
I'm just gonna put them on the screen now.
Thank
You
you.
do realize that a baby isn't pulled out.
I know they're not pulled out of stomachs, Andrea. Put your glasses back up your nose. You do realize.
For some reason, I thought Bieber was
Back
Eminem
up.
because I was not looking at him, and I was like, what?
Nope.
Oh,
So we have
I wasn't looking at him.
Dakota Fanning.
He's got that giant overcoat shirt.
So Dakota Fanning, which this would make these people roughly 24 years old.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. So
Depending
young,
on their
and
birthday, but-
right, such success.
So young, such success.
Justin Bieber.
Wow.
The fact that he's only 24 and has had the career he's already had,
You know he's
Agitated is
engaged,
what it
too?
is.
To who?
Oh shit.
Haley Baldwin.
Haley Baldwin, Stephen Baldwin's daughter.
Oh.
What happened to all the rumors that he knocked up Selena Gomez?
They got
It was a joke.
squashed.
Isn't that your favorite?
Oh.
Selena Gomez?
No,
Please.
Selena Diaz.
Never
I don't know.
say
I don't
or
either,
do that
it's,
again.
And then to the right of Justin Bieber, we have Christina Grimmie, who was a YouTube sensation, who unfortunately a couple summers ago now was actually shot and killed at a meet and greet
Wow.
down in Florida.
Well, I was gonna have to say a joke, but now I don't want to anymore.
Yeah, please
you just
don't.
brought us down. Not about her, but just
yeah, she was on The Voice, was a contestant, was basically climbing up from just a YouTube karaoke singer to writing her own albums, had an album, was going on tours, and then at a meet and greet, a psycho fan shot and killed her. Brother tried to save her, and then he turned the gun on himself, like the murderer.
Oh.
The brother has obviously survived. But this
I don't know if
was
I'd say
this
obviously in that
was
case.
This was
Right,
our
right.
show. Welcome to.
this was 2 years
Sadness
ago.
Hour.
I know. I just wanted to add some insight because I did follow her on YouTube. She was very talented. Some other people, some wrestling births. So these are all of them are actually on the main roster. No, Aaliyah's not yet.
I think what you typed is a lie.
What did I type?
Rob, he said it gets funnier. I promise.
So
Give me a
JoJo,
little-
we have JoJo, the voice of. She's on Monday Night Raw, right?
Yes.
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 Okay.
I
But-
don't even remember if I've seen her since I started watching again.
She's around. She's like the one that in-ring announcer when people come down to the ring. So
She-
sometimes you
Oh
don't see her.
yeah, no. You're right. I have seen her.
She's
on-
also the one that Bray
She's
Wyatt
on-
had an affair with and ultimately got divorced because of.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, she's
Wah.
pretty, and Bray Wyatt looks like he just crawled out of a dumpster fire.
It's the dreads. Like he didn't look nearly as grimy back when his hair was just wet like everybody else. The dreads make him look gross.
All right.
He's fine. Liv Morgan of the Riot Squad.
I think she would be a great Harley Quinn.
I can see
Like
that.
if you,
Alexa Bliss did that already, though.
well, I just mean her.
Ah,
She
did.
well, she did the hair, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm more thinking like her when what match? Who was it that was fighting Sarah? Oh, Ember Moon and Sarah Logan this week. They she kind of had the hair up in the back like that, but she was like doing like weird stances like Harley Quinn would, and then she was doing like odd laughs. I was like, she'd be a pretty badass Harley Quinn. Short as shit, but what are you kicking my pizza?
I'll say that role is already taken and nobody's taking it from her.
Yeah.
So, Razor.
ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
And, no, not from Ninja Turtles. Not
Razor and his partner Toka
Toka.
are ruining Raw.
And we have Aaliyah.
Wait, Toka and Razor?
The dude's name is
We are live, right?
yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure it's awfully quiet out there.
We're so
Yeah.
lonely.
Don't be shy now.
Don't be shy. Come on.
So
man.
on this sheet here, unfortunately, we do have some deaths.
Who was the chick that you didn't say?
Who didn't say?
On
Aaliyah.
right next to Razor, he did.
Yeah, I did say. She's NXT talent. She was featured on something. Yes, we are. Who is that? Raven, hey. How's it going? Okay, so one of the first Jokers, Cesar Romero.
Cesar. Yes.
Cesar. John Candy. This struck me as surprising. I didn't recall that was so long ago that he
That
had
was
passed.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, no
But it doesn't
kidding.
feel like that.
No. The wound is still fresh.
We lost our chat.
No, I turned it off.
Oh, okay. Kurt Cobain. We've been talking about him quite a lot in the 90s episodes so far, and unfortunately this will be...
You know we're gonna go that way again, right?
I know, but I'm moving on to people we're talking to temporarily.
This will be one
Well,
of the final times
We're
we do
talking
talk
to Kurt
about him.
Cobain.
So, we
So we're
had,
talking to.
Yes.
on the left there, I am not a crook.
I am not a crook.
Richard Nixon, the 37th President of the United States. And Jackie Kennedy, or Jacqueline, who was obviously the spouse of JFK.
Who's that girl?
So those are some births and deaths of 1994. So let's start our first topic or category, I guess. Wrestling. in 1994. See if you
I don't
recall
remember
any of these
shit.
moments. You don't remember any of this?
No.
Well, let's see
Well,
if you do.
I don't remember seeing it when I was young. I remember it now
I was gonna say,
remember
all the stuff
probably
you can
about
catch.
half of it. Like as
as it was happening.
yeah.
John Candy, yes, that one's hurtful. Gone too soon. He was in his 40s. That was all.
Really?
Yeah. He was in the middle
Wow.
of shooting set something trails.
Happy trails to you.
Anyway, he was in the middle of shooting a movie. It did actually come out. Didn't do very well.
So Bobby Heenan
Top of the brain.
made his WCW debut at Clash of the Champions on
God,
January
he looks
27th.
super old in that picture. That was 94.
Yeah.
Wait, is that picture from 94?
Yeah,
That's
that
at that
was from
event.
the night where he debuted.
So the thing about Heenan,
I do my homework, man.
Robbie the Bane.
he was a little bit heavier here. If you watch him at a lot of his like induction stuff on the Hall of Fame and like late 90s, early 2000s, Heenan, he lost so much weight and he
From
lost
this? Or this is him with...
after this. He was skin and bones. Like there was
really?
nothing left of him. He was degrading.
Cancer had taken most of his jaw at that point, hadn't
If
it?
you haven't seen
Yeah.
The
Which-
Great Outdoors with John Candy, slap yourself and go watch it.
Yes, great film. But yeah, cancer. The thing about that is, the thing he was most skilled at is what he developed cancer.
Comedy?
No, his mouth, his like throat cancer, like his speech is what made him famous. His speaking abilities, and he lost it because of cancer. Like how cruel is this world? Like that's
Very.
and you see so many people with talents like that get them taken away from various forms of cancer. They're like, here's a gift, but you're gonna die from it.
Yeah.
It's like a gift and a curse.
Did he have to work to make his voice do that? Or that was just his voice?
Do what?
The way he talked? Or no, not John Candy. Sorry, I'm thinking Rodney Dangerfield. I'm getting his voice in my head.
No. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Our next thing here on March 12th, WCW Power Hour aired its last episode on TBS and was replaced by WCW Pro the following week. I honestly never watched either of these programs.
Yep.
Never
and
heard
I
of
don't
those
believe.
pro.
Well, I don't even believe they're
programs.
added to the network yet. So, WWE owns the library.
I don't think they are.
Oh, you don't think?
No,
okay.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't
Okay.
think they are.
They own the library of content, so eventually they can. They've been slowly rolling out episodes of Thunder, if you remember that show.
Yeah. Thursday Night Thunder or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been adding that, and I think they're adding some episodes of their Saturday night show as well. But I never watched these, so I don't have any recollection of what truly aired on there.
I don't either. I think at this point I was not watching wrestling yet. I think it was like 98, 99 when I actually started watching.
What was the height of the Attitude Era? Yeah.
Touching-
I wasn't
touching
watching
girls, watching wrestling, you know.
I wasn't watching WCW. I can tell you that, especially during this
Wrestling,
time.
watching girls.
Oh, wow.
So May 1st of this year.
We have a dick in our midst named Andrea Lena or something.
Get funnier, wow. Bobby Heenan may be the greatest manager ever. I agree with that statement. Bobby Heenan is one of the greatest commentators. Him and Gorilla Monsoon.
Vince McMahon is sorely underrated in that category a lot now because nobody remembers him as anything but Mr. McMahon.
I remember him when he was an announcer. An announcer and a commentator.
He was good. It depended on who he was sitting with. Like him with Macho Man was good in the early days of Raw. Him with King, segueing in King, they were a good duo. But ultimately, he wasn't great with everyone.
Ultimately Warrior.
Ultimately Warrior, who did not commentate.
Thank God. That would have been some bizarre commentary.
You're gonna see a wrestling show tonight. Like, jeez. Here's a cough drop, bro.
That's oddly good. That impression that you just did was oddly good.
Ultimately.
Ooh.
I loved Ultimate Warrior.
More iconic? I gotta give it to King and JR.
For what they did, more iconic would be King and JR, yes. For
More important, more impactful? Probably Monsoon and Bobby
quality, Brandon Monsoon. If you're talking quality.
Overall.
King and
overall,
JR
yeah.
was iconic, but not quality. JR had quality. King, in retrospect, is not great. He lives and breathes his character because he is his character.
I think people who live and breathe their characters are not as good.
I mean, they can be, but when you're a piece of trash, and that's what your
character is because
Right.
you are. Yeah.
Sorry, if you deny it,
If the shoe fits your ugly foot,
yeah. So,
if the broken condom fits.
We talked about that last week, Craven. Good callback.
yes. Okay, Rick Rude on May 1st suffered a career-ending injury during a match for Sting for the WCW International World Heavyweight title back then.
They were in Japan. For
In
this match, if I remember correctly.
Fukuoka,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Fukuyoku?
Fukuoka, Japan, when he injured his back landing on a raised platform surrounding the ring. So Japan would often have heightened stages
Yeah.
where the ring would be up, obviously, and then it'd be on a platform that is raised, and then the ground. Because they wanted to height, because of the size of the arenas they were in, so everyone could see. But he ultimately injured his back, and that was the end of his wrestling.
Carrier?
Yeah, but he ultimately, you would recognize him throughout the 90s being a manager. Actually, the first manager for DX.
Yep.
Who was it?
So,
Rick Rude.
Oh.
He wore a suit, carried a briefcase, said very little.
Yep.
So he was the manager for AOP,
No, that's Paul Ellering.
Yeah.
who doesn't say anything.
That means same approach. Paul Ellering actually wrestled, though, too.
So did Rick Rude.
He was the one that introduced the Legion of Doom, too, if I remember correctly.
I believe you're correct with that, yeah.
Both the original time and the
The return.
LOD 2000.
So
Yeah.
before we aired, as we aired, we were talking about radio voice, like professional voices. I don't think I've ever, outside of this, heard you say, "I believe that is correct." Yes.
You know,
You say it a lot on camera, but I don't think I've ever heard you say it off camera.
I
either.
believe you were incorrect.
No, they're right.
Oh,
Never say that in real life.
Well, you don't talk to me that often.
Uh,
Get off Facebook and stop retweeting.
Serve returned.
Never gonna happen.
I know.
a small note about this Rick Rude thing. I actually watched that match probably a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
The platform he landed on that actually caused the specific injury that took him out, not that high. It was like maybe 3-4 inches off the ground.
Well, all
Wow.
it takes is the right hit, the
Well,
wrong
and
way.
that's the thing. Like he was standing down on the floor. It was because Sting suicide dived and hit him like 2 head on. You know what I mean? Like instead of like a glancing hit, it was like direct, and it slammed him with both their full weight into that edge, and that was it.
That
Okay.
image is yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah said.
So on June 10th, we had Hulk Hogan making his WCW debut.
WCW.
Have to say it like, down south. On a WCW Saturday night.
Like Ted Turner.
Ted Turner.
Ted Turner.
Gonna buy everything.
Rude was like,
So yes, the Hulkster got parades. He was at formerly known as MGM Studios, signing contracts.
did you see?
What is happening?
Please stop tonguing Hulk Hogan.
So
I was doing Rick Rude, and then I decided to stick by Turner.
that mustache is awful, like Hogan's mustache.
No, rude. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about mine for a second.
No, I was behind.
It's like I don't have a mustache.
So I mean, this was still Hulkmania was running wild at this point,
Yup.
and this was a
Hardcore.
big acquisition
Sure,
for
it wasn't
WCW.
hobbling wild.
And ultimately, this started the momentum that would be 1995, the following year, obviously, if we're which
You can hear.
spoiler,
Stay tuned.
Is that how
spoiler
time
alerts. 1995 is a significant year for WCW because it debuted Nitro.
Oh yeah,
So.
that is next year.
Yes. So we
Why
are
would
starting.
I say
All
Okay.
begin.
We're starting the rumblings of the Monday Night Wars.
In my tumbling.
Also, on July 17th, Hulk Hogan vs. Ric Flair finally headlined a pay-per-view event at WCW, Bash at the Beach.
This is in 94, right?
This is in
And he
94.
already
his
looks
hair.
like he's 60. Look at Ric Flair.
Did you watch them in the 80s?
No,
Like, on the network?
no, I didn't. Well, I've seen pictures, but I didn't actively.
Like, even at WrestleMania 1, the original WrestleMania, he has, like, traces of hair up top,
God.
but it's gone then. Like, Mr. Terry Bollea was balding by 81.
Yeah.
It was not a pretty
Do you guys ever see No Holds Barred?
Mhm.
Yep.
God, the movie's so bad.
It's
So bad that it's good.
So bad it's good. Yeah.
Is that the one? Is that the one? No, that's not the one Undertaker. did,
What's
is it?
that smell?
Which one was that?
Dookie.
They tried to recreate that in a WCW show, like the match.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it,
I thought you were talking about the Dookie thing.
no.
Just somebody shitting in a ring.
So also in July,
I call a shitty match.
shitty. Eric Bischoff fires
Got
Jesse the Body Ventura for allegedly falling asleep during a WCW Worldwide TV taping at Disney MGM Studios. Although it has been speculated that the move may have been more to do with Hogan's arrival shortly before.
Look at Bischoff's face.
Bischoff, though, as much as a dick he is, he's a genius.
Well,
I mean,
he had a brief moment of genius that he rode into the ground, which we will discuss over the course of the show.
I was gonna say we should do
Can
an
we
episode
not
on
hold
that.
that to every Eric?
Maybe if they weren't all like that.
Moving on.
I don't know what you threw at me.
July
It was
22nd,
the
the
cover.
jury acquitted WWF owner Vince McMahon of the charges of distributing steroids to his wrestlers. So,
He was wearing
I
that
didn't
neck
do
brace the whole.
yeah, you get sympathy. Are you kidding me?
I remember seeing him in that neck brace and having no idea why.
Yeah, sympathy card. He wasn't
They
hurt.
Vince is another one of those people who, in '94, looks like he was the Crypt Keeper's dad.
You know, the thing that's interesting about aging, right? This doesn't stop. That man has the body, and even like in his 60s, when he was in his 60s, in his 70s now, but like he is built better than a majority of people I know and have seen my whole life, and he's in his 60s. Like how many 64-year-old men are on
You're
about?
better than most people on the roster now.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
When you're out and
unreal.
about, though, they see this.
Well, sure, but that's what I'm saying. Like this doesn't
Yeah,
stop.
that's the picture.
That goes.
Yeah.
But like, Jesus, it's crazy. August 27th, moments after winning the NWA World Heavyweight title, Shane Douglas throws down the NWA title and christens the ECW Heavyweight title as the world title. This was featured, I believe, in the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this was a very controversial moment.
It's because when they.
I
this
actually
was
need to
when
go
they
back
broke
and
off.
watch the Monday Night Wars series.
Yeah, I've been doing it lately. I'm about halfway through at this point.
How many
It's
episodes
super
are there?
good.
10, I believe.
No.
Oh, there's 20 on the network.
Yeah.
On the DVD, it's 10 because they combine things.
Okay.
How long are they? Hours?
An hour. Each.
An hour each. They're totally
It's
worth it.
a lot.
I wanted to watch it, but I just haven't.
It's
It's
really good.
if you're gonna watch anything, watch those before you watch anything, because those are must see.
And absolutely watch
Well-
it in order. They recap a lot of crap from
Yeah, you
one
need to
episode
watch
to
it in
the
order.
next, but you definitely want to watch it in order.
Sarah said to do it. It's so good.
Like I said, I've been watching it at home.
Now those on the network, those don't come with interviews at the end, or do they?
No.
Okay, those are Blu-ray exclusive then.
I might have to borrow that from you at some
Yeah,
point.
because
then.
they're amazing. They have Bischoff, Triple H, and a bunch of other people that have interviews.
I mean, they obviously have interviews interspersed in the
Right, but at the
episode,
end, it's like
but-
an extra 30 minutes after every episode.
Really?
Right
Really
on.
good stuff.
Moving on.
Anyways,
This move immediately preceded the next
Oh.
one.
so August 28th, NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling officially seceded from National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA, folding NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling and relaunching as Extreme Championship Wrestling. Oh my God!
I didn't watch ECW.
Oh, I totally did.
I didn't.
I really
ECW
couldn't-
was like
Extremely crappy wrestling.
yeah, it was like I was watching WWE, but ECW was like NXT is now, kind of like it's not the main roster, but it's not that they were the same company, but like you just
The comparison.
you watched
Oh,
a
no.
better show. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing, ECW, there were no storylines. There were no.
And also, I didn't like the crowd that watched ECW because they were all like rednecky and stuff,
Oh, incredibly. They were just there for
that's
blood
what
and
I
weapons.
and
Like
NASCAR
and boobs.
that's
there
yeah.
were a lot
That's
of boobs.
but that's why you watched it.
for the boobs.
For all of that, the blood, the boobs, the barbed wire, all the bees.
I was gonna say there's 3 B's. Blood, boobs,
Barbed wire.
This is Extreme Championship.
Boober.
Sunday, Sunday,
He
Sunday.
didn't say wrestling,
Live
Oh, you left him hanging.
just like
wrestling.
Like the show didn't.
Oh,
Those
I,
boners.
I did enjoy it though.
Did you actually? Speaking of ECW, did you ever watch the "My Name Is Paul Heyman" documentary?
I want to say yes, because it talks about him being a photographer and being underage and do that. Yeah, I did watch that.
It's
Really
phenomenal documentary.
Yeah, he's had an interesting career.
Yeah.
Talk about motivated.
Paul E. Dangerously.
Yeah, that dude is motivated.
Is it Dangerously or Pauly Dangerous?
Pauly Dangerously.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. September 18th, Ricky Steamboat, suffering from a back injury, forfeited the WCW United States Heavyweight title to Steve Austin. Stunning, Steve.
Stunning, Steve.
I do. Okay, so I do this thing sometimes where I take two names and I take the first letter in the last name or the first syllable in the last name and I switch it with the first syllable in the first name. I really wanted to do Ricky Steamboat's, but then it'd be like Sticky Reamboat.
Oh, that sounds like a bad sex position.
Hey, honey, you want to do the Sticky Reamboat tonight?
Oh,
I want a divorce.
Andrea loves the Sticky Reamboat.
I feel dirty just hearing
I feel like that should be something in the Urban Dictionary that we should make up.
All right, so that I can move this along.
Because Kevin doesn't hate when Rob turns it on.
Hey, look, there's Sticky Reamboat again.
Sticky Reamboat.
Sticky Reamboat.
So I must add, he lost it to Hacksaw Jim Duggan in 35 seconds.
35 seconds. He didn't even get time to take his jacket off. Hacksaw just wrecked him.
What do we got to say?
Wrecked him down.
Oh!
Wrecked him, damn near killed him.
So, October 16th, WWF All-American Wrestling aired its last episode on the USA Network. It was replaced by WWF Action Zone the following week. These, I don't believe, are on the network either. You know,
I remember All American Wrestling.
Did you know that
don't
Main
remember the
Event's still
Action
going
Zone.
on?
that's still a show.
What?
Main Event is still a show.
Wow.
I don't know where it airs, but I
The
watch.
network, probably.
There's a website I use, watchwrestling.in, where you can watch, like somebody records it on their DVR or whatever and uploads it like 15 minutes after it starts.
Right.
And there was Main Event. It's like, what the fuck? I think it's also on Hulu.
It makes sense because the last time we were at a SmackDown and Raw, they do stuff at 7 before it goes live at 8.
Oh,
And like some of it is Main Event.
it's so weird that Main Event's still a thing.
I mean, it's a way to
Is
get the
Sunday Night
crowd.
Heat going on still? Or we just
It's a way to get
watching
the
it?
crowd like kind of ready without just kind of a
Without dark matches.
right, and that's essentially what they are.
Well, right, but
they get
they air
TV.
them.
Yeah. October. No. We did that one.
I have a headache now because
October
of Sticky
31st,
Reamboat.
Randy Savage made his final appearance on WWE TV and on WWF Monday Night Raw, saving Lex Luger from an attack from Bob Backlund. So that was the last time that
I
we
really
saw.
like
Lex Luger, more like Lex Luger. Oh, that one
I
was
really wanted to
weird.
get a good shot of Savage actually hitting Bob Backlund or saving Lex Luger, but the camera angles for this moment were shit in
Who's
the ring.
that chick? Is it just like
Someone in the crowd just reaching over.
I want to touch you.
The kickoff show. It's a bold statement because Kevin hates wrestling. It's true. It's
It's
okay.
a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him.
Wasn't there Doritos, bold Doritos?
Yeah, there still is. Did you
Doesn't
see
think
that
so.
Taco Bell's made their own tortilla chips? Like in the flavors of their hot sauce? It says mild and fire. And they actually sell like their normal tortilla chips now.
It's a little weird.
You know, okay, off topic, completely off topic. Would it be a smart shut up, Andrea?
Would it be a smart shut up, Andrew?
Would it be a smart move now that they make the Doritos shell tacos to make Nacho Belgrande with Doritos?
I don't know. I feel like they just
they
throw
should.
shit in a bowl and they go, "Here's your new menu item," and then we're like, "Well, it's good because all the ingredients in Taco
No,
Bell
you
are
know
good."
what's gross? Those nacho fries.
No, they're not.
I don't like them.
What?
They get super, super soggy super fast.
Well, you dip them in the cheese and you brush your teeth with them.
Anyway, I just think they already have Doritos backing them with the shells. They might as well just put Doritos in the Nachos Belgrande.
Ah!
Surprise!
Surprise Trump!
December 3rd, after his WWF contract ended, Randy Savage made his WCW TV debut in a live edition of WCW Saturday Night.
Sorry, Sandy Ravage.
Sandy Ravage. Ooh, no.
Oh no.
Let's talk about the best, but still, yeah, not the best. Yeah,
You start with those.
the fries are good. Debuts. We had some notable debuts that year in the world of wrestling. We have Mikey Whipwreck.
On the left there.
So fun fact about him, ECW.
Is there any fun facts about
There is,
Mikey
because
Whipwreck?
he wanted to be a wrestler so bad that he took a job with ECW, putting together the ring and doing just general maintenance work for them
Yeah.
for basically nothing. just to be a part of it. And eventually they started giving him like little trainings and, you know, in return, and then some warm-up matches just warming people over. And the fans got aware of this, and they're like, it's the underdog kind of story. And eventually he...
So it's the James Ellsworth of 94.
Basically.
Except he's not awful.
Right. He...
Well, when James Ellsworth first, like right after his squash match with Braun, he wasn't bad. It was when he became like...
affiliated with Carmella.
Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when he started talking more, and you're just like...
So you want the lowdown on the next debut? D'Lo Brown. Can you do the neck thing?
No arms, but you know, you get the idea.
That right there is our new.
He does it.
That's our new
He literally doesn't
screen
have
cap
a
for
neck.
new subs. Nightbot is judging me.
What did Nightbot do?
He's commenting literally every 60 seconds.
That's a thing.
Bring it down a little bit.
I'm gonna bring you down.
Frequency.
I'm gonna bring you down.
It's already bringing me down.
Why is it not showing in here?
Because the chat is set to the stream chat is set to not display bots. Any
Oh.
bots.
What does Nightbot do?
Oh, you didn't watch.
No, just tell me then.
He just comments and says shit.
Yeah,
like,
there's advertisements,
we
facts.
do awesome shit. Check out our archive on YouTube. If you want to be part of the
Yeah,
discussion,
I
check out our
programmed
Facebook.
Something we set up?
Yeah, I
Okay.
programmed a bot.
Have bits.
Okay,
like
well,
what
I'm
you've
leaving,
seen, use
so-
your bits, so let us know.
I legitimately have to pee.
Okay. Bye. Next one.
Nightbot's gonna judge me.
Billy Kidman.
Ooh.
So he went on to do some great things in WCW. After they were purchased, went over to WWF to
Is he
WWE.
the first one to do the shooting star?
Probably not, but
don't
his
think
is
so.
one of the prettier ones.
Yeah.
His was also one of the ones that were banned
His shooting star press?
because he hurt people.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
he also went on to TNA wrestling and other things for a while. I believe he is now retired officially.
He
works
does.
with
Yeah.
WWE now.
Yeah, he works talent, but he pretty much has been in every of the major ones. So we also had Rhino.
My favorite one.
So
You
this
guys
is
ready?
Oh,
You ready?
is this his?
94.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Grow your beard. He's a big dude.
I don't like that.
He's a Michigan guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he ran for office.
And won?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah,
But
he
not
needs
both celebrities.
he needs a. Does he dye his hair black then? I'd
guess.
assume so because it's pretty brown there.
Well,
Or
I
it's
don't
just
know
wet.
that- yeah.
And it looks
Or as
black.
Sarah would say, it's oily because she absolutely insists that it's oil in everyone's hair, not water.
Why would you do oil? That's gotta be so messy.
Yeah, and she insists that's the case because it's still wet looking 20 minutes into a match, and I'm like,
Or
they're
is
sweating
it
buckets?
sweat looking?
Yeah, seriously, look at Bobby Lashley in every match ever.
I don't want to.
That dude just literally rains.
I
That
don't
that gif of
What's a GIF?
Key.
GIF?
So shut up, Travis.
Setup?
No, you said it was oil. You said it was definitely not water. I recorded it.
Oil and water are two different things.
Yes, Sarah.
So, let's talk about our
What's
next.
a mouth dick?
A mouth dick. Shut your mouth, dick. Our next topic of the evening: video games. One of our favorites, which is why a majority of our content was video games because we like them a little bit. Do you guys like video games? So, 1994 was significant because Nintendo proclaimed it as the year of the cartridge.
That's all I got.
You couldn't
I
put
could
up
not
a cartridge
find a single freaking image.
of just a cartridge.
Well, I mean, sure, but
Without a game name on it?
there you go. There's a cartridge.
Cool.
Dick.
Project Reality.
Wow.
Do you know what Project Reality is?
that like VR or something?
No.
It was ultra cool.
Oh, hint.
Boom.
It was renamed the Nintendo Ultra 64. The Nintendo's design is revealed to the public for the first time in spring of 1994.
What is the difference?
There isn't.
Oh.
It was just the original prototype. They all have names before they get revealed. What was the Switch? It was
Oh,
Actually,
the 60
don't know.
the 64 came out after 94, right?
Yeah,
well,
Oh, okay.
or in '94.
yeah.
No, it was after. Because this was revealed in '94 and it didn't get released till a year later, I think.
Pretty sure it was released in Japan.
Well, maybe, but not here. Certainly.
Silicon and Synapse is briefly renamed Chaos Studios Inc. before finally settling on Blizzard.
Wow. I was gonna make fun of you, but
Wow.
then I got coughing. Karma.
You are super wrong.
What?
The Nintendo 64 was released June 23rd, 1996,
I thought it was
In
95 in Japan.
and September 26th, 1996 in America for its limited run. And then the 29th was its official release.
You ever had your
maybe it
eyes
was
crossed and you
E3.
stare at something and it's 3D? Like that Blizzard looks 3D to me, just because my eyes are weird.
Well, there's a lens flare.
Okay, so I went and dug this up real quick. Bobby Lashley just looks like that all the time. Just all the matches, every match, all the time.
That is a super high def.
That's
Right?
like 4K GIF.
I'm actually really glad I found that one like that because it was super high res.
Did you put that live?
Yeah.
That is a giant. Anyway.
November 23rd, Blizzard released their first game in the Warcraft series, Warcraft, Orcs and Humans.
Wow.
Sarah's correct. The Wii was called the Revolution,
Yeah, Project Revolution.
and the GameCube was Dolphin.
Dolphin, I remember the Dolphin.
Do you remember the fun side note about the game SKUs?
What?
I know I've shared this before.
What is it? The game what?
The SKUs, SKU, the barcode
Oh.
on the games.
No, I don't know.
Do you have any GameCube or Wii games on the shelf over here?
No.
Never mind then. I will go find some on the internet. Moving
Those
on.
are hidden in the back bedroom. Not hidden, but locked away.
Gross.
April 28th, Sega and MGM make a venture to create video games, movies, and television programs.
Sega.
November, Game Zero magazine drops their print format. I'm gonna burp.
Whoa.
And
That's
becomes
their
the
mascot.
first.
Like Ascot.
They become the first video game news magazine on the web. So the World Wide Web is making a revolution.
You know MGM's in the background too, Rob?
It didn't turn off, sorry.
That's what she said.
Is it?
So let's talk about some of the notable releases and see if you've played them or care about them.
Don't care.
Okay, January. Mega Man X
Love
released in the US.
Actually Mega Man X this time.
Yes,
I actually didn't beat it.
not Rockman.
You know what's funny? On my Pi, I actually tried to play this again like 2 weeks ago. I would get maybe 30 seconds into each level, and the level would go like it would fade out, and I would beat the level.
So you got some like.
That sounds like a hacked one.
Yeah, he's something.
Yeah, I clicked the first one. It said U, so I was assuming that's US. It could have been, but like I walked, I shot a couple things, and then I
Where'd
jumped.
you get the ROMs from?
Are we sure we should be discussing ROMs on here?
Him, actually.
You can discuss that stuff.
Can you?
Yeah.
You know?
If you own a copy of it, that's legal. It is. Look it up.
I have. It's in a weird little gray area. But anyway, let's...
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 introduces Knuckles, who is
Knuckles.
one of my favorites.
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Knuckles is my favorite too.
I like because he can climb and kind of hover, float.
Because he's in the Echidna.
Echidna?
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
No, it's Echidna.
Oh.
I didn't know if you were being serious.
I don't know.
Is that really how you say it?
I mean, I didn't know. February 23rd, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Arcade
Dope
introduces,
ass game.
I'm going to say this wrong, Akuma?
You said it right.
I'm not seasoned on the Street Fighter series. We did a special episode of the Weekly Dosage on
Oh, there
Street
it is.
Fighter 5.
Acma.
Well, that was
So,
confusing. OBS disappeared on me.
Cool.
sweet.
Anyway,
March 15th, we saw Mega Man 6 released in the US. So they were simultaneously making Mega Man X, starting that series off, and then making Mega Man 6. It was after, I think it was this one or after this one where the Mega Man series just went bleh.
it's probably after this one.
Because I know a couple of them were like oddly anime.
Oh, we're
No, you're
oh,
fine.
Okay. We're blank. Oh.
See, you're fine.
I'm not fine.
Because if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can play the Mega Man collection 1 through 10. And
They sold something on sale on
they-
PSN a while ago. It was like all the Mega Mans or all the Mega Man X's.
they get really bad after this one. So, which people are hoping that 11 is the return to the good style of it, but the graphical style still has me worried. Our next release, March 19th, Super Metroid.
I've actually never played Super Metroid.
It is the best Metroid game. You must get your hands on this. Well, if you have that thing that plays the
I do have
things,
this, I have the cake.
you know, the cake that plays the pies. This is one you need to play. It was distributed on a 24 megabit cartridge, the largest of its time. And it is called the best game of all time by EGM, or Electronic Gaming Monthly, back in 2002.
Or 2002.
Yeah. So at that time, it was considered the best game of all time.
You know what came out between then and now? Or this and the review?
Like a couple things.
Ocarina of Time.
That was before.
Before 2002.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And in 2002, they named this game.
Right,
Best
which
game
would
of all
mean it
time.
would have been better than.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
In their
I'm on
opinion,
the
it
same.
would've-
I'm on
yeah.
the same page. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying post that. Yeah, no, that did better. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
but I think you'll understand when you play it. If you like platformers and kind of puzzler, you should play it. You should play it.
It's
Okay.
It
You
is
should
super
play it.
good.
It's really good.
It's what?
Um,
Good?
The first, I'll tell you a little
Super.
fun story too. The first time I played it actually was, I don't know if you remember this, but I'd go on a weekly trip to McDonald's, and you know, my kid's having a laugh fest right now, but I'd go on a weekly little outing to McDonald's, right? And I get my Happy Meal, and
Oh, when you were a kid?
you know, not now.
I was like,
No.
I get to treat myself to McDonald's
I get a
once a week.
4-piece and a small fry.
This trip is
So-
McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
This trip is McDumb. Anyways, so next to the play place, at least the location I went to, I don't know what it was like around here because I'm not from here, but they would have 3 little tube TVs that were probably maybe 12 to 16-inch little monitors, and hooked up to them would be Super Nintendos. I think they
Really?
had some sort of partnership of marketing.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
I don't
But
think.
one of the games you could play was Super Metroid, and it was actually the first time I had the opportunity of playing that, and that's how I learned of the game and then learned how to play it. And I became a fan after that. Because I never actually played the original Metroid when it was out. I had to go back years after playing Super Metroid to the original Metroid to really appreciate that franchise. But that's how I got my hands on Super Metroid for the first time. So that was a long time ago. But it's funny that sticks in my mind as a gaming moment.
I'd actually forgotten all about that.
We when I went to McDonald's, we usually went to the play place because you know we were active little children back then. Not so much now.
Oh, I'd play it for 2 minutes, then I'd go play on the Super Nintendo. 'Cause that's really why I was there. I didn't want the damn
Okay.
Yeah.
cheap cheeseburger.
So, to jump slightly back about that whole Easter egg thing I was mentioning a minute ago, since we're wrapping up on Metroid, I want to do this so that I can get it out of the way. We can go about
do
our
it.
business. The
Parker.
GameCube, up at the top there, top left corner,
Yeah,
the GameCube was Project Dolphin.
so it has the DOL.
DOLP is part of the product code for all GameCube games. And the Wii was the Project Revolution. So on the left-hand side, RVL.
Well, it's funny that they print that. And
Interesting.
They did that for the Wii, GameCube. I think the Wii U, the 3DS has it, and I believe the Switch games have it. But I don't think the Switch had a weird code name.
well, the Switch did have a code name.
Not a weird one where it would have like a completely different product SKU though. Is what
Look
I
up
mean.
look up the Switch real quick. I know for a fact while we're on this topic they had a different I just can't remember the name of the Switch before they called it the Switch.
Woo! I did not sleep well last night.
No?
No. Just couldn't fall asleep, man. You look super interested. Trying to make small talk while he finds this stuff here.
I mean, y'all can move on.
I thought you were going to
Feedback is
expand.
programmed.
Okay.
After Super Metroid.
So, on March 25th, Bethesda released Elder Scrolls Arena.
Was that the first one?
I believe so.
Huh.
Yep, it is the first entry in the series.
I have never played it.
I've never even heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Is it like a multiplayer thing, or like a couch co-op, or?
No.
When you hear
It's
Arena, you hear.
It's the same lore of what you see now in the franchise, from my understanding, but the perspective is different. It's like a dungeon
crawler.
Kinda.
Kind of like a
the
Diablo.
Switch was just called the Nintendo NX,
NX, yes,
which is
thank
not
you.
part of the SKU.
Thank you.
It is just the SKUs are HAC.
I liked the name
Hack.
NX. Yeah.
Harry Apple Computers.
Yeah, NX would have been a way cooler name than Switch. I get why they went with Switch.
Yeah. I am
But-
mad about it.
Yeah.
April 2nd, Square Co. released Final Fantasy VI, then known as Final Fantasy III in North America for SNES on
They
April
actually
2nd in
released them
Japan.
both in the same year.
So, which one's your favorite? Was it Final Fantasy 3 or was it Final Fantasy 6 in America?
6 in America.
That's his favorite one?
Yes,
which
not-
was 4 in
well,
Japan?
I can't-
Am I right?
No.
Let him explain.
Oh.
Okay.
So 7 was 4 in Japan, right?
No.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 15 is Final Fantasy 2 in Japan, but they remade it and made 3, which is 6 in Japan, right?
No.
Oh.
Final Fantasy 1 launched in Japan and America just as Final Fantasy. No,
Which was in Australia, Final Fantasy 37.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. That's what I was thinking, but then I was like, apples, potatoes,
Final Fantasy 2
Which was First Fantasy.
Yeah, the first.
released strictly in Japan until the re-releases started coming. Final Fantasy 3
Was
also
more
strictly-
fantasy, or Too Fantasy, Too Furious.
All right, I'm up.
I was listening. I was just trying to make jokes every time you said a Final Fantasy game.
And then it was the Fate of the Fantasy. Anyways, August 2nd,
I was curious. I was legitimately wanting to know.
Shinny
Well,
Entertainment.
At least answer me this then.
Riddle me this.
Your favorite is 6.
What's on the screen right now is the same game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying is
3 was the US title, 6 was the Japan title.
My question is, was your favorite 6 in Japan, which made it 3 in America, or was it 6 in America, which is a different game, and that's your favorite?
It's
Yes.
not. 6 in America is 3. When they re-released it, they dropped the 3 and put 6 back in its proper place. Final Fantasy 6 US is just an American re-release of Final Fantasy 6 Japan.
Okay.
So
Final Fantasy 3 for Super Nintendo is the same as Final Fantasy 6
period.
now.
Correct. Well,
No.
no, it is. It's the same story, it's the same characters. The distinction between Final Fantasy 3 as it was released in 1994 versus any version of Final Fantasy 6 is Final Fantasy 3 US was incredibly watered down. They boiled the difficulty down a lot in that game and actually cut out 2 whole dungeons because Squaresoft Japan was like, those Western idiots can't handle the difficulty of our games, so we're going to have to water it down for them to be able to play it at all. So when they did the re-releases...
That's racist.
A little bit. When they did the
They're
re-releases...
not wrong, though.
of
Squaresoft
6,
is racist.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
Racist against white people.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
She's got a
Wow. No, you absolutely
Wow.
can. Moving on.
I like your shirt. Is that a Confederate flag?
Whoa.
That would be the opposite, bro.
So Final Fantasy VI,
Shut
when
up.
it was
I
re-released
just wanted to make a
here,
joke.
just restored everything back to the way it was, but with the English translations.
So they added more gin to it.
I'm going to restore the flow of the show. Shiny Entertainment released Earthworm Jim on August 2nd.
We were deep in conversation.
No.
But no.
SNK released The King of Fighters.
I never
94.
played King of Fighters, actually.
Never was a huge fan of the series.
I actually didn't even hear about King of Fighters until the newest one.
I was aware. It
Was
wasn't
it
for
King
me.
of Fighters 5 or something?
Wasn't for me.
It was weird to me when I was researching this to make sure I got the right image, that when this game launched, it wasn't just called The King of Fighters. It was actually called King of Fighters 94. Like, that's not an updated graphic, apparently. Like, they just knew they were going to go yearly. They were going to Madden this bitch before Madden was even a thing.
So this one's an interesting release. August 27th,
Most
Nintendo.
recent one was King of Fighters 14.
14,
this year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So Nintendo released Mother 2 for the Super Famicom in Japan, which was released almost a year later in North America on the Super Nintendo as we know it, Earthbound.
Wasn't King of Fighters the one that had what's that dude's name with the blue jeans and the red jacket and the white and red hat?
Cody? No, not
Cody's
Cody.
Street Fighter. Sorry.
No, well, no, there's a Cody in one of the other franchises.
Oh. Sorry, Travis. I won't.
No.
Terry Bogard.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
go ahead.
Earthbound, though, most notably if you're a Smash Bros. Fan, this is probably where more people know this character from than actually Earthbound, Ness. So,
Cody is actually originally from Final Fight, by the way, not Street Fighter.
well,
I knew he was a transplant from another series. I just couldn't
That's
remember
so
which
is
one.
Mike Hager.
Yep. Same one.
yeah, I mean, finding
Mike
games
Hager
what
was
my-
in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. He was the dude who he had the one strap,
The Chewbacca strap?
Chewbacca strap,
Big dude, Tom Selleck mustache?
like
vague.
camo jeans. Yeah,
Really?
Tom Selleck mustache. He
Yeah.
looked like Ricky
Spin
Steamboat.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like,
But, like,
beefier.
Yeah, like taller, beefier, and he had like a
Mustache.
pipe. These-
I don't play a lot of fighting games.
Well, that's
You didn't have to.
that was a
play it.
brawler.
Yeah,
Like Streets
Final
of Rage.
Fight was like
Final
Streets
Fight's
of Rage.
a Streets of Rage.
Oh, you're right. Final Fight was, yeah. I didn't play that one. So, Streets of Rage was better.
Story, comma cool. Let's go.
Electronic Arts released The Need for Speed for the 3DO, which begins the most successful racing game franchise of all time. They're still making these games today.
Why?
You could have just stopped at Need for Speed Underground. It was sort of the pinnacle of the series.
I think Underground 2 was.
Yeah, the Underground series was really good.
Yeah.
I didn't care for 2 as much because the open world shit was not as good, in my opinion.
It added difference.
No, I get it. It just wasn't for me.
Now it's all about cops and robbers and shit.
Yeah, screw that noise.
I actually kind of like that one. Whatever the first one was that did that.
Gone in 60 seconds, the video game? That would be Hot Pursuit, by the way.
Hot Pursuits. Yes, yes. Super NES version of Mortal Kombat 2 is released with all blood and fatalities left intact. The first major release on any Nintendo console at that point to have such content. So that's very important for the future of Nintendo trying to cater to all ages as opposed to just kids.
Mm-hmm.
I was
So-
never good at the Mortal Kombat series. The old.
Who was, though? Because you weren't playing them to be good. You were playing them because of the blood and violence.
Yeah. I mean, I got good at it in the sense that I was able to beat, like, the
Your
whole
meat.
computer thing.
Right.
And I was able to beat most of the people I played against personally, but... Welcome back, Trevor.
Oh, I didn't
Hope
know
you're
you were
feeling better,
gone.
man.
Hey.
I'm not going to discuss his business further than to say he is under the weather today.
Oh, man. Feel
Stand
bad.
up, you'll be over the weather.
Actually, I'm surprised he's even with us tonight. I really appreciate you tuning in, man. It means a lot.
Was he gonna die?
I'll explain to you guys after we go off the air. Like I said,
Oh,
I'm not going to talk
Jesus.
about his business on the internet.
He's going to die.
My star.
I mean, we're all going to die.
That's true.
Let's get nihilist on this shit.
Origin Systems released Looking Glass Studios System Shock, which ultimately led to some of my favorite titles. You know,
Some other shock. This
so
is
you
the,
do know.
spiritual predecessor to one of the better franchises to have come out in a long time, Bioshock.
Bioshock. Which I've heard rumblings that they're wanting to do another System Shock title. Have you seen?
I haven't seen any actual progress on it, but I've been hearing stuff for the last 8-10 months that they are trying to put together a System Shock 3. As to whether or not it will come to fruition, I don't know.
Probably not, but I'd love to see that. Even a crowdfunding thing for it.
I've never even heard of System Shock.
This was one of those
Or maybe
things,
I have.
Well, this was one of those things where the only reason I knew anything about it was because of Bioshock. And when the game first came out, I was like, oh, this looks like a cool new franchise. And then some hipster dude was like, it's not new. And so then I had to go do my
You
research.
saw my video.
Then I had to go do my research, and then I found out a bunch of stuff about how System Shock was a thing, and shit, I'm blanking on it. The developer for Bioshock. Why can't I think of it right now? Help. Somebody besides me. You guys don't remember either? You're killing me right now. Anyway, the point is, the devs for Bioshock wanted to make System Shock 3, but they couldn't secure the rights to the System Shock franchise at that time.
2K?
No, that was the distributor.
It's the distributor.
Who did you ask? Publisher?
No, developer for Bioshock.
Arcane Studios, Digital Extremes.
That doesn't sound right.
Hold on.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, the devs wanted to do System Shock 3. They couldn't secure the rights, so they made Bioshock instead.
Which
Darkside.
I'm happy they did.
2K, Arcane Studios, Digital Extremes, Feral Interactive, Irrational Games.
Irrational.
That's the
Yep.
one.
Which features none of the head talent.
Yeah.
Because who was it? Ken Levine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Amazing talent. Come on,
Goddamn Stream Deck double toggling shit.
So, also, we had Killer Instinct, the first arcade machine with an internal hard disk. That's impressive. So, the power of these things. The fact that they were still putting out these machines and they were making money off arcades still. After the death in the early 90s of arcades, they were starting to make a comeback with all these fighters.
I wasn't a huge fan of Killer Instinct in the arcade, but I loved it on Super Nintendo.
I liked Killer Instinct, and I was super happy when I got Killer Instinct when the Xbox One came out.
Okay, I'm only going to point this out because I only learned it while grabbing stuff for this game. First of all, for the longest time, I didn't know what the B stood stood for in B Orchid, and then I found out, and then I forgot, and I looked it up again. It's Black Orchid.
Oh.
And the thing I learned while doing this that I did not know at all before is that she's apparently Jago's sister.
Wow, didn't know that.
Yeah. She is considered the protagonist of the franchise. She's the main character.
Instinct, actually.
It was weird new information for me. I didn't know that.
What I did play was a shit ton of Clay Fighter.
Clay Fighter was a really good one.
Clay Fighter is good. I like Clay Fighter.
63 and a third, was it?
Yep, that was my jam. So anyway, Killer Instinct was great. Moving on.
ID Software, which we've talked about in previous episodes, released Doom 2, and Dave D. Taylor creates a Linux port of the original Doom, becoming the first major game for the new operating system.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything for a graphic for the Linux one, but I figured we already did Doom. Who cares?
Also, October 17th, we had Sonic & Knuckles release. It allowed a player to connect previous Sonic games to the cartridge, making Knuckables. Knuckles?
Knuckables.
You want some Knuckables?
That sounds like a weird child's food.
Got my juice box and my Knuckables.
The worst.
You get the pizza Knuckables?
Don't wait,
No, I got
Daddy.
The worst.
I got the lunch meat Knuckables.
The worst breakfast cereal ever.
Did you guys have a Sega Genesis? I know you probably did. Did you have the like you hooked it up, put Sonic the Hedgehog in, play as Knuckles? Okay.
Yeah. Did you know that depending on what other game you put in it, it would occasionally kick a different error screen?
Really?
Yeah, like 95% of games, if you put a non-Sonic game in, it would just show like a splash screen of the Sonic the Hedgehog crew, including Eggman and Knuckles, and it would be like, this isn't a Sonic the Hedgehog game. It doesn't work with this. But there was like a handful of other games that would give you a different error message.
Let me ask you this.
I didn't have one of these growing up, but I do have one now.
A penis.
Yes.
Oh,
I got my surgery.
Congrats.
We should be careful.
I'm
with that
happy
one.
for you.
No, I'm proud. You are who you are.
Sonic and Knuckles was good though. All right, you need to calm down.
So, fun fact about Sonic and Knuckles that you may or may not know, I found interesting. The reason that game is a game is because Sonic 3 was too big.
Mm-hmm.
The development time was taking too long, so they split it into 2 games.
And that's why Sonic and Knuckles is largely just Sonic 3, but with Knuckles.
Right. And other slight improvements because they had a little bit more time for development. But moving on,
Speaking of
Sega released the
development,
32X add-on in Europe and US alongside Doom and Star Wars Arcade. I don't know if you guys had these at your local gaming stores. I had the opportunity to rent not only games, obviously, because that was the thing that most of us did growing up. You go to your store, pick up a game for the weekend.
Blockbusters.
Right, Blockbusters. We had an Ion Video or a Video Time.
I had a family video, like walking distance from my house.
There's a family video over by my house right now.
Yeah, that blows my mind that those are still a thing.
Yeah, and it I'll drive by and there's
People there.
Oh, yeah,
there's still people
they
there.
still
People
do
stuck
business.
in routine.
Anyway.
But you could rent with like a
Consoles,
deposit,
yeah.
and you could get your deposit back. But you could rent consoles. So one of the ones that we had rented was the 32X, and I'm like, what the fuck does this do? Like I put a game in, and I'm like, I don't see 32 bits. Like, I was so confused because I didn't understand what it did for the games. It boosted performance and, you know, the colors. It didn't really do shit. And the games that came with it, like for it specifically, weren't great.
No.
The system ultimately was a flop.
Yeah.
Like, and I wanted it so bad. I bugged my stepdad for so long. I was like, I need this. Finally, he's like, oh, rent it. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I was just so bummed out. Right.
I said about
And they
my
retail for like
Xbox One.
$150 at launch. Like, that's not cheap for an add-on.
Not especially not in '94. Are you kidding me? That's
Right,
like
that's
a whole
expensive.
Xbox now.
Right. But I get their design approach. But like, if you had purchased that and then you had the Sega CD, each of these things had their own power cords. So you'd have this freaking
Giant Frankenstein beast.
right, the big like brick, like the AC things that you see on an electronic keyboard. So you had that and try to fit two other ones right next to it. So you'd have this long cord, just fire hazard is what it was.
Yeah.
Should have been the Sega fire
House
hazard.
fire caused by Sega 32X.
It's just crazy. One of the best games, though, for the Super Nintendo, released, I don't say the best, I say one of the best, on November 21st, Donkey Kong Country.
It's up there. It's definitely up there.
It featured the 3D pre-rendered graphics, and it also introduced Diddy Kong.
Yup.
I spent so much time on this game.
This game's awesome.
So
I
much.
still, like, when I get
Soundtrack.
the fired up,
Visuals.
yeah.
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
I straight up used to activate the music mode and then just go to sleep to the music.
Well, soundtrack is
music
amazing.
mode in the menu. Yeah, it was badass.
I still get stressed out when I hear the underwater stuff in the caves.
We
Blizzard-
already talked about this one, but
Yes.
it is in the list.
Yeah,
so.
real-time strategy game Warcraft, which spawns a franchise that may influence later games. Namco released its first 3D fighting game, which you may know as Tekken, to arcades.
Tekken.
Lord of the Rave War. Really? Trevor, you're gonna not? You can't put Donkey Kong Country in the top 10? in
Oh,
this?
I read that, but I chose not to acknowledge it.
Okay, you need to type up an explanation. Like, what are the 10 that beat Donkey Kong Country?
We need resources. We need references.
You probably had a fever. You need to take some aspirin. Let that go down.
No, legit though, I want to know what 10 games he's going to put ahead of Donkey Kong Country. Because there's certainly ones I'll put ahead of it. Again, Final Fantasy VI, possibly my favorite game of all time.
But that's
on the Super
3 in
Nintendo.
the...
Whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, that's my number one for the Super Nintendo, unquestionably. But a very close second
Whoa, hold up.
is Chrono Trigger.
I've never played Chrono Trigger.
Whoa! Okay, hold on.
I
Too
didn't
many
play-
things
I didn't play
going on,
RPGs when I was
fucking
a
my
kid.
brain. Fucking my brain. What's your number one, Rob? Go on camera.
Mine?
Go on camera.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
What is that about?
I have to look.
Tracking.
I have to look at the Danky Kang. What's your number one? Let's one more.
Final Fantasy 3
That's the number one SNES game.
for me,
That's the number one.
unquestionably.
Have you heard of Link to the Past?
Yeah,
No. Okay.
number 3.
No. That's ranked third.
Behind Chrono Trigger.
Go home. You're done. Moving on.
Next week on NAW, Locksteady puts his DNA.
He's already on the show.
My DNA what? My
Spot.
DNA broken liver?
Yeah, he's injured. He hasn't been on an episode.
That's
Although
why
he
you're
were in the
gonna lose.
Rumble randomly.
Yeah, that was and like the
It was in-
audience noticed.
Hold on, what's your top 3 SNES games then?
Yeah, what's your top 3?
Well, I'll give you my number one. That's all
Link
that
to the
matters.
Past.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
What's 2?
I don't know.
and
I'd have to
3? Come on.
consider it.
Off the top of your head.
At Super Mario World?
That's a good one.
That's my
That's
number
in my
one.
top 10.
I don't know.
Shit, that's probably in my top 5.
And then maybe Star Fox, number 3.
Actually, I think that is my top 5.
My
right
top
there.
3 are you guys are gonna be like, what? Number 1, Super Mario World.
Okay.
Number 2, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. And
That's a good one.
Number 3, Donkey Kong Country.
I'd put Yoshi's Island in my top 10, but not top 5.
I didn't actually play it,
Love it.
so
It's
I
amazing.
won't shit on it. I know a lot of people love it, and it's probably just.
Well, if
as
you've
good as
never
the world,
played it or
but-
seen it, you should check out an old episode on youtube.com/DoseOfNerdAcumen on the Classics Lounge, because we did play it.
I also watched you play it on
Episode
episode
1
one
of the Weekly Dosage. We did have that on there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Way back when.
Oh, it was.
yeah.
Episode
when he
1.
did the
Yeah,
SNES Classic unboxing.
that amazing episode.
Hey, that launched while you're here.
Say that all.
Jeez,
I came here.
Unappreciative
I guess you're right.
bastard.
It did launch it because I was like, I can't let him make this.
Wow, and that brought us to this.
No, so Final
Hey,
Fantasy.
this is him.
Final Fantasy 3, Chrono Trigger,
Diarrhea
Link to the
Island.
Past, Donkey Kong Country, and Mario World. In that order, my top 5.
Okay.
Oh, you said I thought you were saying them like random order.
So another good game this year, though, because we could do an episode on tops that I think should be done at some point. Wario Woods. Indeed, it is a bracket. That's going to be an argument bracket because I'm going to stab some bitches.
Fight.
Yeah, I'm going to stab
What bracket
the best games.
of all time?
Well, it could be an all-time, could be an SNES. We could do individual brackets for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be stabbing.
I think we should do that for like one of the dosages. Just argue, make our arguments for the best games.
Isn't that every episode of the Dosage?
Didn't we literally just do that?
Did we?
Kind of.
But that was episode 42 in US, but 37 in Japan.
I
Of the
actually
weekly
have
dosage.
of what I think is a really cool idea that I want to discuss with you guys once we're done about that specific idea. So let's.
I'm going to say this is going to be a 4-hour episode if we continue this right.
Yeah, no shit. Don't run away when we go off air. I want to talk about it.
Mega Man X2 was released in Japan.
I'm sorry, what?
Rockman.
But it's Mega Man X7 here in America. Move
A
on.
very important game here, released by Bungie, Marathon.
Apple exclusive.
I've
One of the
never heard of
earliest
Marathon.
original non-ported first-person shooters for Macintosh.
It's actually doubly important because of that, for starters.
Hi, Kevin.
But also
Yeah, you're
because
stupid late.
just like System Shock to Bioshock, Marathon is to Halo.
Yes,
No
indeed.
Marathon, no Halo. And
Exactly.
it's why Microsoft bought Bungie. Well, bought. I don't know the details of it, but bought.
Contracted.
Okay. So, Trevor's list. Zelda, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, Super Mario,
Hold on, is this from 1 to whatever?
Yeah, I'm
Super
assuming.
Metroid, Mario Kart, Mario RPG,
Oh, Mario Kart. Yeah, that's in my top 5.
Turtles in Time, Mega Man
Turtle in
X,
Time.
and Mega Man X2.
You got a good list. However, you were missing Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, seriously. And
I
which-
would swap out...
Which Super Mario? I assume you mean Mario World and not like Mario World 2.
I'd swap out X2 and put Donkey Kong Country
That's what
in
I was
there.
going to say too.
Yeah.
Your list is
Do you
near
really need
perfect.
X2?
You don't need X2. X is fun. You don't need to. Our last game of this topic, SimCity 2000, popular sequel to SimCity.
Oh, did we mention? Speaking of last, did we mention the reason Wario Woods was a huge deal? Is it in the list?
Last official game to be released on the NES.
Yeah, in
So-
case we didn't actually say it. 'cause
Yeah,
I
we
know
didn't, yeah,
we,
no.
we started talking about shit.
So yeah, the NES was officially done in '94.
Yeah.
But yeah, SimCity, great game. I put a lot of hours into this title specifically.
I could never get into SimCities.
I love it. I could spend hours. I could still dive into this game and spend hours. This is actually on.
What,
You know what?
2000 though?
2000 was a great one because it introduced plumbing and other city mechanics
Alright, man.
that weren't in the original.
See you, Trevor. Hope you feel better, buddy.
Peace. So let's move on to hardware. Wrap this section up.
One
We
game
got-
I could sit and play for hours that was kind of like that was Roller Coaster Tycoon.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you made the rides where you killed your.
Oh, yeah.
Who
Yeah,
didn't?
that's the way to do it.
I dumped like a lifetime into the original SimCity.
And what you
on
do
the,
is you
SNES.
make the rides that kill people, and then you have to make sure your line's long enough, and then you just close off the line. So
Also-
they can't get out of the line.
When it rains, hike the price of umbrellas to the $20 cap. And you make a lot of money.
Man, I want to go back and play these games. Anyway,
I have it on the
Roller Coaster
original
Tycoon
Xbox.
is super cheap on Steam, by the way.
You know? Have you seen the meme, speaking of Roller Coaster Tycoon, that says, the interviewer says, what are your management skills?
oh yeah, do you have any?
do you have any management?
qualifications in
Yeah.
management? Yeah.
And
I
then
saw
it's
that
a
earlier
picture of
today.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
It's $6
Nice.
for deluxe.
Worth it. So let's talk about some hardware and not rabbits.
Well, sort of hardware.
Sega. They introduced the North American Cable TV Sega Channel in cooperation with Time Warner, AOL Time Warner. The subscription service provides Sega Genesis games via cable box to its customers. Do you remember having this, or did you have this?
I
Nope.
have never even heard of it.
I had never heard of it either till I was doing research for this.
Really?
Yeah, this
I had
was
wanted
news to
Sega
me.
Channel so bad.
I was poor.
It was.
Now I really just want to play Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Focus up, buddy. We got a lot more stuff to get through. We're only in the second category.
Oh, so you cut 10 pages out too?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell.
It's because we're taking your time.
Yeah.
Octopath, yeah, I know I want Octopath really bad. Amazon couldn't keep up on its supplies of it. Not that I have money to pick it up, but they're sold out of it because...
You know who never sells out? The Nintendo eShop.
Motherfucker, I like physical, okay? Let's get physical.
I do for
Physical.
collectors.
I want to get physical.
I do for collector's editions. Like, if there is a collector's edition of a game I give a shit about, I want the collector's edition. But other than that, like, if you're not gonna sell me a statue with your game, why do I need the disc?
I like having things on a shelf that takes up space.
You would. Have you seen my living room? I don't need any more of that.
I couldn't see it because it was taking up space.
That's true. So anyway,
32X was an add-on that we talked about. Also, the Sega Nomad was released in
Eric, look at
North
this
America. That is a god awful.
Why is the screen like the size of Travis's wiener?
It's very small.
It is very
Very
teensy.
small. I ain't no mad about that.
I am.
That thing was a battery sucker. But
Yeah.
you could hook up your
Is
Genesis.
that screen smaller than the Game Gear?
Yes.
Is that
Game
is this
Gear,
what,
yes, it's about on par with the Game Boy.
Yeah.
is this what the Game Gear is modeled after?
6 AA batteries. See, you remember. That thing was a hog. Maybe it has like 2 hours or less of battery life.
Yeah, it was well, it did also have an AC adapter.
Well, right, and you
But,
could hook it into your TV too because
yeah.
it played cartridges.
Yeah.
Like it played the Genesis and Mega Drive.
It was not.
Oh,
so
is
much,
that what that is right here?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what the slot is for on the top. Yeah, I played full cartridges.
Oh.
I wouldn't necessarily say that this is what the Game Gear was modeled after, but it definitely, set the idea in motion for the Game Gear
Say-
as a separate system.
Innovative idea, but God.
Yeah.
Sega Saturn was released in Japan.
I'm
Wow,
so
that is the
mad.
ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I loved that
That's dope
system.
looking.
Yeah, I love that system.
That's way
Sleek.
better than the American one. The American one was just straight
black.
black,
Mhm.
which normally, I would dig, but I think this one looks way
Yeah,
cooler.
that's a good looking system. They also had a white version too.
Yep, you are correct, Kevin.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, it's
Speaking
about 2
of
hours.
ugly systems,
Xbox One? That wasn't 94.
Sony released the PlayStation. That's not an ugly system. I don't care what you
I
say.
don't think
That's
no,
a good
it's
looking
fine.
system.
It's fine. I was just giving him shit. I didn't notice this when I grabbed this picture. I'm mad at myself now. That's not an original one. That's got a DualShock.
It does, yeah. The
original
DualShock was
PlayStation
not.
did not have a DualShock.
That's right.
Also released was, and we could talk about PlayStation. We know the history already. That doesn't need to be a talking point.
Yeah.
But Nintendo released the Super Game Boy, which is an adapter, obviously, to play Game Boy games on your Super Nintendo.
I love this thing.
Sweet idea, and it was awesome.
It's the only reason I've ever played any Pokemon game. I had
Let's-
Pokemon
I
Red
actually
and
played the
Super Game
shit
Boy.
out of Pokemon games on my Game Boy.
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Next
Color.
topic, very short topic. Television. We're just going to talk about some debuts, whether you watched it, and your feelings on it. One of my favorites out of this list, The Critic.
One of the first TV shows I ever bought on DVD.
Really?
Never actually actively watched it.
But you know what it is.
I know what it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
It stinks. Just kidding. It was a great show.
Yeah.
That was the thing he said.
John
in the
Lovitz.
beginning. Yeah, okay. It's a funny
I
show.
mean, I know.
He even had a
I've
crossover
seen
with The
episodes,
Simpsons.
but I
Yeah.
never.
So,
Yep. And that's how you know you made it big.
Simpsons
and this,
did it.
they only did, what, 11 to 15 episodes of The Critic? That was it? And
I
it
think
got,
it was 2 seasons.
it wasn't very long. It
No,
got
it was
canceled
not. It was
pretty
very
quick.
short.
Good show.
Twin Towers.
Yeah, they were in the background there.
One of the... it wasn't early. I did buy this one on DVD too, though.
This next one?
Mhm.
Space Ghost.
Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast. Andrea loved this show.
Brack and Zorak, 2 best characters.
I think she's dead over
Yeah,
there.
she's gone.
Another great show. Some may say it's all that. Oh,
Fucking love this show.
Oh. It's
Oh, wow, it aired for 3 seasons. The Critic did.
there's maybe what 20 episodes then.
13
The
episodes
show
in
was
the
all
first and then
that
10
we
each.
move all the
It
time.
wasn't very long. Vital information. Andrea says, "Don't touch me."
Yeah.
Oh, she is alive. She's just not speaking.
Vital information. Oh, she is over there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I have this because that light is very bright in my eyeballs.
Unlike you.
Oh.
Oh,
Brad
burn.
sang a whole song where the only words were "Don't touch me." He just says it.
don't touch me.
Don't touch
Don't
me.
touch me. And it's very, very funny.
Da-na.
So another great show that was on Netflix, and then they redid this series on Netflix as well. The Magic School Bus. I loved this show. I went back.
I
and
watched
this
it, but I wasn't like, oh my god, it's on.
Oh, dude, I
just- it was
obsessed because I was like, okay, they're gonna go places and do things. Like it was so
like
cool.
into buttholes.
They no.
Wait, Kevin, are you
Oh.
being sarcastic?
Maybe that was
right
a
now? Are you
different
being for
Magic
real?
School Bus.
Space Ghost had a talk show call. What are you doing?
He's got to be trolling right now.
So they had they had a show here. The next one was very unlike We Are.
Very funny. Unlike We Are.
And that too. So that show, Friends.
When I was in high school, for our senior year, we made a senior video. I was in this class called WLHS, which is like we did the morning news kind of thing. It was like a news show.
You were very confirmed?
What the fuck is confirmed?
Concerned. So
Kevin got a spam warning.
I'm done.
Y'all
Go
do it to
on.
me all the time.
Go on.
No, I'm done.
I'm interacting with the audience. The
Hold
bot
on.
deleted the audience's message.
That's cool, man. Just go. I'm done with friends.
Fuck the bot. That's it? That's your story?
Yep, I'm done.
Stay tuned for next time when Eric finishes his
Not
story.
So
finished.
Final Fantasy VII was actually just Final Fantasy VII, though.
That's cool, man. We're
my
past that.
God. Real monsters. Sorry, next one here. Did you watch this?
Yeah.
Do you have a story about it?
Samesies.
I was very disturbed by the armpit hair.
Yeah.
Holding the eyeballs. That was
Yeah.
so gross.
Amanda tried to play the game for SNES.
Oh, it's
for
not
this.
good.
No, it's terrible.
It's not good.
She was having a hard time figuring out the controls.
The controls are bad. The hit detection is horrible. It's not a good game.
No.
So
That is our topic on television.
as we exit TV, that third season of The Critic aired in 2000,
Oh, so they brought it back for a short
5
bit.
years later, for 10
Jesus.
more episodes.
Hey,
I didn't know that.
That happens. They're even doing it now, bringing shows back.
Yeah.
Movies?
Film.
I guessed it.
You did. You're good. It's like we
Proud
do
of
this
you.
the same order every time. So we're gonna go in order the top 10 films, starting with number 1. What do you? You spoiled it. I was gonna ask you what the best movie was of that year, or the top movie was.
Lion King.
Ryan, you got it. How'd you know? It's like you saw.
Proud of
something.
you, buddy. Good guess.
So, in my opinion, and I will fight you and stab you to the death, this is the best Disney film. Prove me wrong.
What's your opinion? How
I do.
You mean change my mind is what you mean.
No, because that's trademarked. That's a meme. I can't do that.
That's not
You're a meme.
trademark.
Change my opinion.
There you go.
Fix your opinion, you mean?
I will say
Fix your opinion.
I will say that
I'm
Lion
not
King
Rob.
is
The best.
way up there for me. Maybe number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Aladdin, though.
Okay, Lion King might be number 3. Because Goofy movie's number 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay, up top.
So it goes Goofy movie, Aladdin, Lion King.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Change my mind. Prove me wrong.
The soundtrack?
To Goofy movie, I know it's great.
Not
If
enough.
we
best soundtrack.
listen to each other's hearts, you would know that Goofy movie is better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to see eye to eye on this, you know?
Kuna Matata. Kuna Matata. Kuna Matata. Kuna Matata.
That's a wonderful phrase.
You know,
What does it mean?
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
You know what the best part of Lion King was?
All of it?
That we had to wait for him to be king?
But I just couldn't wait.
You're welcome, Kevin. No, the best part of Lion King was the mid-sequel. Uh-oh.
Midwife?
No, Lion King 1.5.
No, there's nothing past Lion King 1. That's the only
Lion
line.
King 2 was bad. But 1.5 had Dig a Tunnel, which is stupidly catchy.
You know what's catchy? Eye to eye.
That's true. Yeah, I am absolutely talking about Dig a Tunnel, Kevin.
Moving on. Second top grossing film of that
Boom.
year, Forrest Gump.
Gore is fun!
You've seen this, right, Eric?
Yes, I've seen
Okay.
Forrest
I feel like I have to question you every
this
time
is
now with
such
movies.
a niche movie. Like, not very many people have really seen it.
Are you kidding me? Jenny.
Jedi.
I feel like everyone on Earth
I
now
was
is just born
running.
having seen
I
this
was
movie.
running.
It's so entrenched in pop culture.
That's it.
You just
One of
haven't
my
seen
favorite Tom Hanks films. And he was, the 90s, he was hitting it out of the park with almost every
Oh
film
yeah,
he was in.
Jesus.
I think this
Was
is
it
my...
Philadelphia? Was last year?
No.
I think this was
It
my
was
favorite
around
Tom
his
Hanks
time because
film.
the soundtrack is part of the music thing.
Well, I'm
but,
blanking on other Tom Hanks films.
Apollo 13.
also
I
phenomenal.
don't remember.
A League of Their Own.
Oh, A League of Their Own. Is
That
good.
Thing You Do.
That Thing You Do is my favorite.
So good.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
So good.
That
Forrest Gump,
soundtrack.
though, is-
The Oneaters.
The
The Oneaters.
Oneaters.
Yeah, the soundtrack's phenomenal.
Yeah.
We listened to that soundtrack so much in my mom's van that we broke the CD.
Doing that thing you do.
Breaking my heart into a million pieces, like you always do. I have to go watch that thing.
No,
you
Big
do
was
now.
in the 80s, man. So no, we're not going to mention Big.
Fine. True Lies. Those are True Lies. Because that's the movie. This
I
movie
did
was
not see True Lies.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's an
Jamie
action
Lee
film.
Curtis was stripping in it, though, back when she was still young.
I actually did
and
see
hot.
that part because of that.
So, yeah, that was a movie that happened. We're going to move on to the next one, though, because
Boom!
this one, Smoking.
Seen it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so kidding. I love this movie.
Stop that shit.
I literally thought you were going to die!
Just jump
like,
over this camera. Just like jump over this camera.
Like a Jim Carrey.
No,
Jesus.
I've watched this movie, so we broke the VHS for this too, actually. Not broke it, but we wore it out.
Yeah.
Good movie.
So like the tracking
My
was all
brother
shit.
did that with Terminator.
So,
too.
was like the speed all off on it? This was a good movie.
Well, Kevin, you shut your whore mouth. Son of Master.
I've only seen Speed 2.
So, fun fact about Son of Mask, I have a friend actually.
Fun fact, I actually have seen
He was the
Speed.
prop creator for The Mask and Son of the Mask. That's how he got his entry in the film world.
Nice.
He
Who?
was somebody I
Yes.
know.
Oh.
He was a prop creator. He created The Mask and Son of the Mask. He
Oh.
was 12 years old. It was a contest.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
I did love Speed though. This movie is fucking great.
good movie.
When did The Net come out with Sandra Bullock, by the way?
95, I think.
Was
Yeah.
it? Oh, damn.
The Flintstones.
Like
It's a good movie,
funny,
but like.
funny story. Me and Amanda went to like this Mexican restaurant over by where she used to live, and we went in there. It was like this fast food sit down place. So you order at the counter, but they have like seats and stuff. And we we look up, and on the TV, the Flintstones was playing.
Nice.
I was like,
July 25th, 95 was the release date for the net.
July
Flintstones.
25th? That's like the day before my birthday.
Rosie O'Donnell, yes, she did win a Razzie for
Like,
her
she
role in that.
deserved it. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me? She
that
was the
was-
worst part of that movie.
The way he wrote that. Rosie O'Donnell.
Which is funny because she's not necessarily all that terrible of an actress.
No, but
this-
she was terrible in
that
that movie.
role
Holy
was- yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie wasn't fantastic either, but
It was good at the time.
it was a low point for John Goodman.
Yeah.
It was a low point for Rick Moranis.
Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, I'm photoshopping that, just so you know.
Just when
that
I
is
thought,
gonna happen.
just when I thought I seen something dumb, I saw something dumber. This,
That poster specifically is aping the Forrest Gump poster.
Yeah.
this is a
What
great,
does it say? Oh,
great,
wait.
great comedy.
Yeah, and then he's saying neat.
This was a
No,
movie.
but I was reading the
No, I know.
sign.
This is a movie that was ruined ultimately by a subpar.
You know what part of the series of Dumb and Dumber that I quote most often? It's from Dumb and Dumber when Bob Saget is like, "There's shit everywhere." Like it's just the Hershey chocolate everywhere.
Gross.
I like
It's-
the
it's
Hooters. You got nice Hooters.
Yeah, nice Hooters. Yeah.
Boom.
Never seen this actually.
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Same.
If I've seen it, I don't remember it,
Yeah.
but it was number 8. Number 9, Interview with the Vampire.
I actually have never seen this movie, but Amanda and I started it last week. I think we saw it on Netflix, and we are like, "Oh, let's watch this." And then we started it. We were like, we were just super tired or something. But we were like,
It's okay.
Like
It's
we got
Terrible.
super bored.
It's okay.
It's easily one of the most boring movies.
It's okay.
Y'all, but are you with me on this one?
What?
That it's great?
No. It's okay.
No.
We were definitely not in any sign of clear and present danger, though, watching it. Oh, hey, speaking of. That was the number 10 movie for grossing. So the grossing means when people spend their monies and make the picture lots of monies. And the rent.
Mega lots of money.
So I wanted to talk about some notable films, whether good, bad, or
Wait.
ugly, that came out that year. This is going to be a rapid fire kind of thing. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Love it.
Amazing.
Yep.
D2, The Mighty Ducks
Love
are
it.
back and amazing.
God,
The Crow,
Love
Amazing.
it.
Angels in the Outfield,
Love
good.
it.
another good one. Camp Nowhere.
Haven't seen
Never
it.
seen it.
Really? That is
Yeah.
one you should watch, though. It's
Or if I have, I don't remember
it's
it.
campy.
Zing.
It really
Yeah, I was
is.
gonna say-
Listen, it was an age-appropriate crush, Kevin. Shut up.
Pulp Fiction. If you have not seen this,
I've only just seen this like 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
That's not terribly long ago. At least you've seen it. It's
Wait, Pulp Fiction is the one with John Travolta and Samuel Jackson. Yes.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah. Say what again, motherfucker? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Is
the
movie.
what a language?
Shawshank Redemption.
Possibly one of my favorite films of all time.
Whoa.
Oh wait, okay. Okay, I did see this one. I didn't see Schindler's List. That's what I
Same.
didn't see.
So we got some chats coming in. Kirsten Dunst. Okay.
I've had a crush on the little
Kevin's
girl.
making fun of me for having an age-appropriate crush on Kirsten Dunst in that movie.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Jeez.
but he likes to give me shit
Did
about
you
it because
see what she
she's
became?
like 10 in that movie.
Alba.
Reels. Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
No.
No.
I'm not a fan.
No.
Didn't see it.
It was cool because they made like the films a film in the film.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like that was cool.
I appreciate
get
it.
it.
And it was
what
Wes
is.
Craven's return to try to revitalize the franchise that ultimately was ruined at that point.
Yeah.
What did this?
Well, and
what
that's
is New
part of-
Nightmare?
It's the seventh one in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
Oh.
Well, and that's part of why I didn't care for it so much. At that point, I was just so turned off by the whole
But
Freddy
it
Krueger thing
featured-
in general.
Her returning as a real person, watching her as an actress, but then it coming to life.
Yeah.
The sweet concept.
Again, I'm with you on the concept.
And the special effects and visual appeal of the movie was stepped up, so the production value was
Oh,
higher.
shit, yeah, it was way higher.
So like, I enjoyed that one. It was definitely better than the previous few.
Oh, again, no question.
Because with the kid and all the weird stuff that was leading up, it got really bad.
That's the one that ends with somebody getting yanked through the tiny window in the door, though, ain't it?
Guys, I
Your
think I
boy.
just hit my
Yeah.
sack on my pants.
And I just, like, welcome back, Trevor. I hate that. I hate those types of endings.
Yeah, but it's a horror franchise.
I'm fine. Murder everyone. Literally everyone. Everyone dead by the credits. I don't care.
You need New Nightmare 2. That's what they were hoping for. Obviously, we
Yeah.
don't need that, but I'm saying like at that time.
Did you guys see the remake, the Friday the 13th remake with?
You mean Nightmare on Elm Street remake?
Yeah. What,
Yeah, you said
said
Friday the
Friday
13th.
13th.
That
that's
was
what I
also a remake.
Yeah, but I was making sure we were on the same topic.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, the one with
No. Jackie Earle Haley?
Jackie O'Hara. Yeah.
It's okay. I didn't like him as Freddy, but the film itself was fine.
I didn't see it. I was just curious.
Yeah, I never
because,
got around to it either.
The atmosphere and the storytelling is good. He's just.
I personally don't think you can do any better than what's his name, the guy who did
Robert Englund?
Robert
Yeah.
Englund, yeah.
Unless you're in the Mangler, in which case anyone could do better than
He was
Robert
busy
Englund.
doing
He was
zombie
terrible
strippers
in that
though,
movie.
so. He was busy doing zombie strippers. That's why he didn't come back.
Oh.
Yeah, but it also happened in New Nightmare, Kevin.
Yeah.
It was a callback to the first movie. That's why it happened in New Nightmare.
So we have a few other notable films here. We have Star Trek Generations.
Gets a lot of shit it
I
doesn't
thought you were gonna say
technically deserve.
Starship Troopers, and I was gonna lose my shit because that movie's so good. I
Yeah,
bought it
it
on
is.
DVD or Blu-ray.
I love Starship Troopers. It's a
Yeah.
guilty pleasure for
The
sure.
Page Master.
Never seen it.
Speaking of guilty pleasure, I like this
That's
one.
a good movie. And Street Fighter.
The guiltiest pleasure because this
The movie
movie
is
is terrible.
bad, but it's so
But
bad.
It's so bad it killed Raul Julia.
Yeah, it's true. He died.
He literally died.
It's true, he died.
It did. So let's talk about some debuts. Again, rapid fire here. We have Jessica Alba debuting in Camp Nowhere.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake, he says.
Come on.
All right, I guess I'll.
Producer
Fuck it, I'll
seducer.
do it live.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Jessica Alba, Camp Nowhere. Waiting for that image to pop up, Mr. Producer. If not, we're moving on.
5,
Fuck.
4.
Okay, Claire Danes. Debuting.
I really wanted to see that picture too.
He'll fly through him, I suppose. There we go.
Oh wow.
They're babies. Claire Danes, Little Women. Cameron Diaz, In the Mask. Jeez.
That was her debut role?
Yeah.
How old was she in that?
I don't know, but old enough.
Oh yeah,
That's
I know.
true.
Selma Hayek
You Are the Missing Link, Goodbye. I don't know what that was in reference to.
Vida Loca.
Speaking
Scarlett
of old enough.
Johansson.
Not
Wait,
old enough.
speaking of Selma Hayek, did you guys see the recent movie with Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds? The Hitman's Bodyguard. She was in that, and she was still hot. But that movie's great, and you should see it.
Oh.
Not kidding, it's really, really good.
Scarlett Johansson in North. Jude Law in Shopping.
Also, wow.
Jason Lee, Mi Vida Loca.
The image quality is garbage because I could literally only find one shot of him in the background of a scene.
Might be what he was in.
Yeah, he had a very brief part in this movie.
Ewan McGregor, Being Human.
That's just garbage because the movie quality was garbage.
Shaquille O'Neal, Blue Chips. Michael Pena.
That one's for Kevin.
He's in Ant-Man, right?
Yep, and two.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman. And was it
Hold
Portia?
on. That was what movie was? Is that Pulp Fiction?
No.
Leon the Professional.
Oh, yeah. Another one I haven't seen that I really wanted to.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's based off a really fucked up book, though.
Portia de Rossi, I think that's how you say
All
it.
the way
Portia
on the
de
left
Rossi.
there. Yeah.
Sirens.
Mark. She was married to, or is still married to Ellen DeGeneres.
Correct.
Oh,
As far
And
as
she
I
was
know.
also in Arrested Development.
Yep.
oh, I didn't
Great
like that show.
It's sad.
Super good.
To each their own.
Yep.
Mark Ruffalo, There Goes My Baby.
Looking almost exactly like he does right now, 14 years later.
Pronunciations are not my strong suit, but Liev Schreiber,
Yep.
Mixed Nuts.
Hey. Look at it. Drink that in.
Andy Serkis, Prince of Jutland.
God, that's.
The actual title for that is apparently Royal Deceit.
Royal Deceit, the current title. Yeah, it was a name
This took
change.
me forever to find, partially because of that.
French Stewart, Stargate. Stargate was a good movie.
It sure was.
I like all the Stargates.
Kevin, you are correct, and I was going to mention that, but I couldn't remember the name, and I didn't want to hold things up. I think that movie looks like it's going to be super good.
Yeah. Kenan Thompson, D2.
He
again,
does.
Oh yeah.
Great, which also featured one of Andrea's favorites.
Cotton Weary.
Scream.
Yeah, there it is. I was like, why is that name so familiar? Yeah, I totally forgot that's who he was.
What's one of her favorites?
Joshua Jackson.
Oh.
You ever seen Fringe? Great show.
Anyway, next one.
Actually, that is one that I've been meaning to watch too, but it's.
You like the X-Files?
I think
I
you'll
don't
dig
think
it.
I've actually ever watched a lot of the X-Files.
I think you'll dig Fringe either way, though.
Fringe is
Yeah,
good.
no, I think I will too. It
Hey,
kind of
robot!
makes me think of like supernaturally, but like
It's on that level.
an ER kind
Yeah.
of
The
supernatural.
first season specifically. French Stewart.
Wait, you did French Stewart.
I did. Moving on. Kenan Thompson. We
Did
did
that
that.
one too?
Chris Tucker. House Party 3. Liv
Like a
Tyler.
house party, look like house party too.
So she's
Oh, House Party 3!
Liv Tyler
What was that
doesn't
from?
age. I feel like.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah,
like
she doesn't look like she aged at all.
Did you know that Steven Tyler's current girlfriend is 31 years old?
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, because he's like 100.
He's 70.
He's the Crypt Keeper.
He's like 100. He looks 100.
Mark Wahlberg, Renaissance Man.
Wow.
I think
The
this is
first-
back when he was racist.
The first 15 image
Look at me.
results for this movie are him shirtless in the shower area.
Have you ever seen Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch? I don't think
Yeah,
he wore a
but-
shirt.
I don't
think he owned a shirt.
But like seriously, the first page of results was him shirtless in different angles in every shot.
I'm
I was like,
nervous
can I
for
have
your
one with
search
him in a
history.
shirt?
No, we want all of them without
No,
his shirt.
you know how I found most of the images for this list? I literally just copied and pasted exactly what's in the list into Google,
know-
and most of them came up.
I'm suffering through the television show Arrow
Are you sure
because
that your other
it is
Wow.
not-
love
it's
is
not good.
JTT?
the first
Wait,
season
where are
was the first. I just finished the
He
first
likes
season.
doing girls poop.
No,
You're gonna hate this show.
I've disliked it so far. That is
You
another
remember
show
playing
where
Lion
the
King?
guy doesn't own a
We're
shirt.
talking about JTT and poop.
So
Poop
Does that salmon ladder a lot, but Felicity is fucking hot.
I'll give you that. But I don't like Arrow. So
To each their own.
Michelle Williams and then Kate Winslet.
Oh wow.
Who the hell is Michelle Williams? Why do I know that name but don't recognize her?
Dawson's
Is that? I never watched that.
She was in-
She was also married to Heath Ledger, and they have a daughter together.
Oh,
Yep.
that's probably why.
But her biggest role that she's most well known for is Dawson's Creek.
Okay.
I
Dawson's
remember she was in Blue Valentine.
Blue.
What was her name?
Michelle Williams, not to be confused with Michelle Williams.
That's why I got confused.
So, our last topic here of the evening is a short one. We're going to talk about what everyone was rocking out to on the radio that year.
Oh, she was in The Greatest Showman recently. That's what I remember. The musical.
So, music
Yeah.
makes the people.
Come together.
Yeah.
Right now.
Over me.
So, these are the biggest hit singles of the year. Bruce Springsteen, The Streets of Philadelphia.
I like Arrow.
I do
Trevor?
too.
I don't like Arrow.
I think it's been on the decline.
Agree to disagree.
If that's the best of the DC shows, I have zero faith in the other
It's not
ones.
the best of the
Ask
shows.
Kevin though; he'll say Flash is way better.
I started watching Flash,
I like
and I
Flash
do
a lot
like
more.
Flash. I don't like Arrow. It's very slow and it's very bland.
But that's why I
It's very
like it
dark.
in comparison because
It is dark.
it's not your typical superhero.
Flash is
He's
very
not a
upbeat,
superhero, he's a
Arrow is
vigilante.
Very
Well,
He's Batman.
well.
you know what I mean.
Keep going,
in the
though.
universe.
I am going to continue. Second on the list here, we have Bryan Adams and Rod Stewart and Sting, All for Love. Obviously, Three Musketeers.
Driven to tears.
Speaking of
look
VHSs
at-
that got ruined,
Was that one?
the music video for this was on the end of the.
Oh, yeah.
And so not only do
remember
I
when they
really
did that.
like the movie, but I loved that song.
Yeah.
He jerked it to it every night.
Using my tears.
Gave himself some Cotton Eye
Using my
Joe.
tears.
So Rednecks released Cotton Eye Joe,
Yeah.
which is still played at almost every crappy wedding reception.
This was another one that I had to do a little bit of research on while I was doing it, because apparently this song has some weird origins as like a slave hymn,
Oh,
which I did not know, and like it's just super famous, and I'm like, that seems like, how did this get by and no one pays attention?
94 was a different time.
Last weekend at Joe Bob's wedding was a different time too, I guess.
Not everyone was all for one back then.
We moved on though.
That is not All for One. That is John Michael Montgomery
Yeah,
for
'cause-
I Swear.
I said.
We were, there you go. There, it's all for one.
That's not All for One. Like, that was a group. John Michael Montgomery covered I Swear. After.
So what's after
Yeah.
John Michael Montgomery?
You didn't find the right image.
Mariah
That's
Carey.
fine. So there was a big thing, and it's still a thing, right? Where R&B or pop songs, country stars who were trying to get famous, they would cover those and make them countrified, and that was one of the instances of
Yeah.
it, which ultimately led to the pop in the early 2000s of country. And this was one of the more successful covers.
It's actually not a bad cover, really.
I mean, it's the same song. It's just, I lost my dog.
I didn't realize they said that.
I don't know. It's country.
And I swear, I lost my dog.
My pickup truck ran
My
out of gas.
beer.
Anyway,
Mariah Carey and Without You. So yeah, she was a thing still. Top 10 best albums of the year. Jeff Buckley with Grace. I don't even know who Jeff Buckley is. Is that-
samesies.
I
Never heard of
know
this dude.
he had a hit that I think I remember.
While he's doing the Googles, let's move on.
Do you know who I definitely maybe know? Oasis. Another amazing album. Weezer, the Blue Album, or called Weezer. But true Weezer fans will call it the Blue Album.
That's
He
very
did
good.
Hallelujah.
I've seen Weezer live, so...
Oh, that's Leonard Cohen. He did a cover.
4. How do you say this? Because I screwed up every time.
Portishead?
Portishead, yes. Dummy.
That's how I've always said it.
Portishead.
Portishead.
I seen that. I do believe that is what Eric just said, but then
What?
He covered the Leonard Cohen version, or the Leonard Cohen song.
Yeah, he covered
Yeah,
the Leonard Cohen
song,
song.
but he covered
he didn't do it
himself.
originally. He did do a cover of it, yeah.
Number 5. Nirvana's MTV Unplugged in New York. Still played on like music countdowns and various things. They always reference this performance. This,
Unplugged.
In point of fact, if you look close at this image, you can actually see basically the same picture of Kurt Cobain we used for the collage.
right.
Him sitting at that mic with that guitar.
So this is very infamous show for them. We've talked
Yeah.
about it in other things.
No
Because the
worries,
performance
Trevor.
actually, I believe, took place in '93. We talked about that in '93. Number 6, before we move on, this was the very first CD I ever bought and owned, and still one of my favorite, probably top 10 albums to this day. And that is Dookie by Green Day.
It's a good...
Amazing album. One of my favorites. Number 7, Nas Illmatic.
Possibly one of the most...
I think Jeff Buckley's just known for that cover.
I think you're
One of the most referenced hip-hop albums.
Definitely. Nas is great.
Yeah.
So, our next one here is Blur with Parklife. Blur would go on and have a successful run in the 90s, but ultimately would...
The only song I know from them is song 2.
Song number 2, yeah. It's one of their shortest songs. Yeah. Ultimately, the singer of Blur would fold Blur and go on and start a project called The Gorillaz.
Huh, I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Yep, he's the singer in Gorillaz.
Isn't
Wow,
he
that
just
just-
the Gorillas? Isn't
Well,
that the
it's
thing?
him and another person.
It's
Okay.
Gorillas, not the Gorillas.
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
Gorillaz, but yeah.
I
It's,
mean,
a
my
Z.
point was I thought he was the whole band.
no, it's him and another person.
Okay.
He's got his DJ.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But yes, that's Blur was to become.
One of my favorite albums of all time.
Soundgarden. Super
Ooh,
Unknown.
God, this album is so good.
Yeah.
Really good album.
I listened to this whole album when I was younger, and I was like, God, this is fucking amazing. And then it's so long I didn't listen to it until Chris Cornell passed away. I was like, I'm gonna go back and listen to Super Unknown, and I was just like,
The
It's
talent,
so
the
good.
sheer talent, the
Yeah.
vocals.
Yeah.
Amazing
God.
work in there.
I literally
Even-
have chills right now. Like, cause just thinking about how
I think
good
our
his
air is
vocals
on.
Even the goofball shit like Spoon Man, though. Like, I love Spoon Man.
Some good stuff. So, to top off the list, though, one of my favorite albums, not my favorite by Trent, but one of my favorite, The Downward Spiral, Nine Inch Nails.
I'm not a big 9 Inch Nails fan.
I adore Nine Inch Nails. The actual second official member of Nine Inch Nails now, who recently joined, is my son's name, Atticus.
Cool.
So, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Hey, whatever, dude. It's cool.
Travis, you want to field that question Trevor threw out?
Well,
there?
there's
'Cause I
this
don't know the answer to
band
that.
called Derek and the Dominos. It's got Eric in it. It's cool.
Just pop him right in the lips. Anyway, answer the question.
Clapton,
When
man.
they started to play Rate Me and then went into the song they agreed to, that I
thought
don't.
It was on a show.
Yeah, that I don't know for a fact. I thought that was. I don't think it
on,
was
like,
the
Carson
Unplugged.
or some shit.
Yeah, I think it was something else. I thought it was talk show, but I am not
I don't know.
sure. Ultimately, though, this was our lengthy conversation on the things that interest us in the year 1994. Obviously, other things happened that year, so if you're commenting on this after we air it and we missed something, that's because we didn't find it appealing to us. So,
Or we were running out of time.
no, we just didn't find it appealing because
Yeah, I'm
we
pretty
covered
sure.
everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
sorry.
Some douche. I don't know why
Not
he's on.
sorry.
We're sorry. Sorry.
I'm not getting naked on a bearskin rug. It just isn't happening.
Come on, it's good for ratings.
Sorry, not sorry?
So thanks to everyone that checked us out. Our next episode in the All the Good Culture series, obviously, is going to be 1995. So join us for that. We don't have it
Continuing
scheduled
a
yet.
Trend. It's crazy,
So
right?
we're going to continue all the way throughout the 90s, giving all our thoughts and feelings and emotions about them, reminiscing because we're old.
Yep.
And all of us have lived through the 90s, so we are credible
Oddly
sources.
enough, I think I'm the youngest person here.
You are.
Wow.
You're the baby.
Her fucking Ray for me.
You're the fucking baby. Sure act like one.
Yeah, man. You guys can also check me out tomorrow doing first episode of FPS Fridays. We're going to be playing the PC critically acclaimed PC game Super Hot.
When will you do 1894?
We will do a special 1894 for you.
Just for you.
Yes. Cheers! Hey.
I don't know why the cheers aren't showing up.
I don't know. We got to choose.
Well, 1894, we're going to go all the way to 2000, then we're going to have to start over again. So maybe 2004 episodes from now.
It's true.
So
If we don't get hit by that
You're welcome.
Y2K bug. I'm hearing rumblings about the internets. It's not safe out there. Hide your kids.
hide your wife and hide your husband.
Say,
Giving grapes to everybody out there.
graping it. They're graping it. But thank you all.
Started to.
If you like what you see, give us a follow. If you really like what you see, subscribe to our channel. And
remember, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you also get a Twitch Prime account with a free sub every month.
one a month. So make sure you renew every month. And if you use it on us, thanks. You're not on any money, and it helps us out a great deal.
Yep.
So,
do you want to be our first sub?
we have a sub.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Was it me or you?
No.
Oh, cool. I didn't sub to us yet.
Bruh.
I'm not going to, because I use my free sub on not us. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Till next time, everyone. This has been All the Good Culture.
1994.
Bye. Happy beautiful time.